In this video, the third video of the Process Print Setup series, I want to discuss cloning the Process Print product into a new product to be used with a separate list of materials as required. The first thing we'll need to do is create the new list and then the new process categories and attach those to our new product. To begin with, let's look at the product we were building before, which is the product for name tags. Within the name tag product, there are a number of fields that need to be replaced if we're going to clone it. The first one on the process print is this definition list. As I said, it's just a generic text box, but if I already have it filled in for one particular type of product and I'm going to clone it, if I clone it, this list will also be cloned. So we want to replace this list with a new one. Our piece list, which is another descriptive field as far as what is the overall this piece that we're working on. And then the processes themselves. Right now we have process name tag, flat stock, roll stock. Well, this may be a separate list of processes, as well as then the materials would be different, could be different. All right. So if we look at the selection list, you can do that through the setup menu, products, all products, and then selection list. Under the composition sign, you'll see process print list. The definitions and the surface are the main ones these are the first blank ones. But first, let's create a new category to put these new lists in. Since it's going to be a second process print, I'm going to add a new subcategory to my composition signs. And I'm just going to call this process print 2. And again, you could call these and label them how you'd like. And the next thing I'm going to do is I need a copy of my definitions list, which was that generic list. So I'm going to clone it as well. And just for ease, and you can rename these to whatever you'd like, I'm going to go ahead and move that into the new category. The definitions list. This is the piece type list. Oh, sorry, not definitions. The surface list. Clone that. Already did the definitions. And put that into the new category. The next we'll have is the surface types, and this is the types based off of our parts for the process print. In this scenario, what we have is we've built in the process print types, and we've added them into here. Well, if we're going to create a new one, we're going to want a new list of process types. So I'm going to click on Other and hit New Part Subcategory. And this will be Process Print Process Types 2. And again, you can name them however you'd like. Save that. And then what I'm going to do is take one of my processes that I have created, clone it, and we're going to call this widgets. Whatever your processes may be, coming over to the composition sign types. Again, I had pieces in my name tags. refer to video 2 if you needed to add additional items to your pieces, in this case. And we'll just say this is some type of bottles or whatever we want it to be. Now, then choose the processes that are applicable to this product, whatever those might be as well, and then save it. You also want to change the category. My apologies, I thought I had. To the new category we had set up, which was process print types 2 in this scenario. Okay, now I have my other process types set up. Let's go back to our selection list. We've moved over the definitions and the surface, but we haven't changed over the surface types yet, which was our dynamic list, pulling in the parts we had just set up. So I'm going to clone this, call it surface type 2, change it to our new category, and then add in our new dynamic list, where you'll see this one is process print types. We will do the process print types 2. And delete our original one. And save it. Now you'll see we have our 3 main categories for this field. So now we can go ahead and clone our product itself. So if we go up to the product setup, under composition, under process printing, you'll see we have the process print and the process piece. We will want to clone both of them. To begin with, we'll clone the process printing. Call it whatever you'd like to call it, process printing widget, etc. In this example, I'm just going to mark it as a 2. Then let's go to our variables. Under composition sign within the product, we have the processes. We have definitions, the CF definition. Again, this was one of the lists we had changed, where we call it PP definitions. We'd actually created one called PP definitions 2. So let's change that. And that was the only thing initially on this particular product we had changed. So I'll save that. The rest of it was on the piece itself. So if we go to the process piece, we can clone this. And again, I'm going to call it 2, but we could name it whatever you'd care for. And then on our variables, we need to change a couple of these, the other 2 that we set up. One was surface. We did the PP surface. We'll need to do the PP surface 2. And the other was surface types. And we'll want to change this to surface type 2. Now I'm going to save this at this point. And you'll see we now have a process printing 2 and a process printing. There is another place we need to change, and that is in our pricing form. For the process printing, we're using the composition sign 2 form. 3 is currently being used for our other example that is in the system. So we're going to go ahead and choose 4. To look at the composition 4 product. And then let's save that. And then the process piece, we can use the same surface, but what we want to do is in the advanced section, under tags, we want to tell it what it's being pulled from. So before it was composition surface 2 that we cloned it. If you remember, we changed that form to composition 4. So we want to change this tag so it tells it what is appropriate child to pull in on the primary order form. Hit OK, and let's save that. Now let's look at our new product within an estimate. So if we're in that estimate, you'll now see we have a process printing 2. If I open this up, process printing 2, this definition list has been reset so it will not affect the other product. If we go to a new piece, that new piece has a new list for this piece list, which is descriptive, as well as a new process list that we made for widgets defining what can be done to widgets, as well as the materials, etc., that are pulled in for widgets. If you have any further questions, I do highly recommend you get with Serious Implementation and review our other videos on the list, as well as on any videos and instruction on attributes and cloning products. Thank you.